Hi guys, welcome back to calculus class. This time I'm gonna make this is the last video for the part one, like 30 multiple choice questions. And I think I made a right decision because all these questions are pretty long. Okay, so let's do this. At time t, storage tank is empty and begin to fill in. So there's a tank of water and you're gonna start filling the water for hours. For t greater than 0 hours, the depth of water in tank is increasing at rate of this one per hour. Which of the following best interpretation of y prime of 2 greater than 3? So, do you see this first one? This one is already rate. This is, I think, the very common question. So, if you drive it, first derivative itself is going to be already rate of rate. Okay, so that rate of rate should be greater than 3 at time t. That's what it is. So you have to find something that's a rate of rate. Although normally first prime is only rate, but not in this case. So 2 hours after the tank begins filling water, the depth of water is increasing at rate greater than 3 per hour. Normally this is going to be the answer, but again, we are looking for rate of rate, which normally is acceleration, so that's not the answer. Over the first 2 hours after the tank begins filling with water, the depth of water is always increasing at rate greater than 3. No way. Number 3, 2 hours after tank filling the water, the rate at which the depth of water is rising is increased at rate. Do you see rate of rate here? So most likely this is going to be the answer, but let's check one more time for another one. Over the first 2 hours after tank begins filling with the water, the rate at which depth of the water is rising always increasing. Oh, this is another rate of rate. So let's say which one of these two is going to be the answer. Let's say, so at time 2, it should be greater than, that should be greater than 3, right? Yeah, but it's not always increasing. What we know is water is increasing at rate greater than 3 per feet per hour. So answer is going to be C. Whenever there's a word always, you have to be careful with that, okay? So answer is going to be C. But key part is just try to find rate of rate. That will knock down most of the questions. Now, question number 28. Yeah, this is going to be the what? What's it called? Your favorite, which means one of these part is going to be 0. So here's the angle, here's the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. So let's look at it. A person stands 30 feet apart from here, blah, blah, blah. Proceed as shown in the person above. A balloon is rising at constant rate of 2 feet. So it is, so dO dt is equal to 2. What is the rate of change, which you're trying to find slope, in radian per second of, you're trying to find d theta dt at instant when balloon is 40 feet above the fish. So you're trying to find when O is equal to 40, okay? So I think we can do so many things, but first, let's try to find hypotenuse first. So A squared plus O squared is equal to H squared. A is what? 900 plus O is like 400. 400 times what's the 40 squared is 1600 is equal to H squared. 2500 is equal to H squared. Therefore, H is equal to 50. If you do not know how to do this one, how do I know 50 squared is this one? I just guessed. 30, 40, 50. That's what you do, okay? Because obviously that should be the highest point. But what you gotta do is you gotta find d theta dt, and only thing that we know is that this one. So we gotta know the speed, and one of them is gonna, wait, do we really need this one? Yeah, we need it because we're gonna use sine, cosine, tangent. So let's look at, because if I use tangent, that's gonna be like something. So let's do this. So here, Yeah, let's use tangent. So tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, right? So it's gonna be, we don't know what O is. But we know what adjacent is, which is 30. The reason that I don't put 40 is because this is actually changing, right? But this one is already set, so I just put 30. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna derive this one. So if I derive this, this is gonna be, I'm gonna do d dt. It's gonna be secant squared theta is equal to 1 over 30 dO dt, because this one becomes 1, right? And therefore, secant squared theta is equal, oh, I forgot about this. Because we are doing in terms of t, I forgot about d theta dt, okay? So that should be right here. Now let's do one by one. We don't know what secant theta, but we already know this is equal to 2. But we don't know what secant 2 theta is, but what we can find out. So, you know, sine theta is what? Up SOHCAHTOA. So it's going to be 40 over 50 at that moment, right? Secant theta is 1 over cosine theta, right? So why do I even find sine? So I'll just find cosine theta. Cosine is going to be what? Ka, 30 over 50. 30 over 50. Therefore, secant theta is equal to 50 over 30, which means you just flip it. And therefore, secant 2 theta is equal to, you square it. So it's 2500 over 900. And I'm going to just put 0. So this one is going to be over 25 over 9. So let's plug in everything. Instead of a secant square theta, I'm going to put 25 over 9 d theta dt equals 1 over 30 times 2. So this is same thing as a 2 over 30. And if I want to get rid of this, I'm going to multiply by 9 over 25 both sides. That disappears. I have d theta dt is equal to, oh my goodness. So 3, 10, 5, 1. So I have a 3 times 1, which is 3. 25 times 5, which is 125. So I got 3 over 125, which is going to be here. Whew, that was something. Now, what's up question number 29? How many vertical vertical asymptotes is like any number that gives you 0 in the denominator. So what you have to do, and so what you got to do is you just, it's not even calculus, it's algebra. So it's going to be x squared, x to the 4th power minus 16. If I factor it, the same thing as x squared minus 4, x squared plus 4. And as you can see, I can factor this one further. So this is same thing as x minus 2, x plus 2, x minus 2, x squared plus 4. And I can cross this one out. So that's the whole. So we have a one whole in this case. But question is asking for which one of this one, how many vertical asymptotes we have. So let's look at this. These are the candidates of vertical asymptote, which means x plus 2 equals 0, x squared plus 4 equals 0. So x equals negative 2, so we got 1. But this one is not possible because when you solve it, when you square root, you cannot square root negative number because that's going to be the complex number. So that is not possible. So we only have 1, like that. That's it, guys. And question number 30, we got this one. And we learned something like this, but do I want to teach it? No. Why? Because This is like I can teach it, but whenever you look at this one, it's so hard to memorize it. And I really do not want to go over this because this one has to go with like f of x is equal to x squared. We have this one here, and this one's a change of x is equal to 2 over n. I just get this sum from here, where right next to k. Therefore, 1 plus like, you have to go over this all the time and then plug it in. I don't want to do this because it's too complicated. So when you have this question like this, just guess it. In this case, I will just be B. B is the answer, but just take a guess. It does not worth wasting your time. So that's about it, guys. I mean, you will probably say, Mr. Kim, that's irresponsible. You did not go over this question. You know what? If you really want to go over, if you want me to go over this, ask me later, then I'll go over this. But to be honest, just guess it. It doesn't worth time. It takes a long time. So that's about it, guys. I finally made it happen. It took about 2 hours. I love you guys. Bye. Oh, by the way, good luck with your test, part 2.